Hey guys, it's Joshua D'Alessandro, certified strength and conditioning coach, certified sports nutritionist, repping the Florida State gear today, which is where I learned a lot of this information, so obviously thank you to that university. Today we're going to talk about a very, very popular topic these days, which is HIIT training. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you've seen plenty of my posts about me doing HIIT training. But a lot of the times, people still don't understand why it's so beneficial. And to be honest, I kind of want to dive into the science just a little bit to kind of help you guys understand why it's really taking your body and your physiological performance to the next level. So in order to do that, we need to understand this term right here. It stands for respiratory exchange ratio. Now, if you've ever taken an intro to exercise science class, or even if you've been an advent or hard-working gym goer, you probably have heard this term before. However, we usually don't associate it with HIIT training, and we need to be because it's essentially the main principle behind it. So right now I'm talking to you guys and I'm relaxed, obviously. So my respiratory exchange ratio is pretty low. It's probably about a 0.65 to a 0.7. So if you look over here, 0.65, we're actually using mostly free fatty acids as a way to sustain ourselves and to stay alive and produce enough ATP to perform the basic daily functions of breathing, thermoregulation, heart rate control, blood flow, all these things that we're doing that are involuntary that we don't even think about. However, that also means that we're always in a fat burning state. So how many people have you heard say, I'm going to stay in the fat burning zone? If you're going to stay in the fat burning zone, you might as well sit down, put on your favorite Netflix show or sports show because you're definitely in the fat burning zone. However, it's not taking the body composition. You're not creating a new favorable change in lean mass, which is going to oxidize fat mass. You're also not challenging your body. Not gonna lie, when it does say on the Netflix, are you still watching, it is quite challenging to get the remote. So maybe it is a little challenging, but not for your heart rate. So when we're looking at respiratory exchange ratio, it's actually a pretty steady curve, and it's different for everybody, depending on your fitness level, depending on how your body particularly handles fuel. So I'm also going to give suggestions as ways to find out this stuff about you. I'm fortunate enough to work in a facility where I get that chance often, so I will explain it to you. So, as I was saying before, when we're resting, right, 0.65, it's right here. That's about rest. Not much of a heart rate increase, probably about like 15-20%. So we're starting right here. However, let's say you just kind of hopped on the treadmill, heart rate's going up a tiny bit, right? Okay, so now we're moving up. Got about 0.8 at about 65 to 70% of your heart rate max, which is a nice little intensity for that long, slow distance cardio, which is why it's considered fat burning cardio, because you are still in the fat burning zone. However, it is still not that much of a challenge for your body. Okay, so now let's keep moving up. As we move up, we're now switching from fats to incorporating carbohydrates. And now this is going to confuse a lot of people because people say, well, of course I want to be burning fat, don't I? Yes, but you also don't want to be just allowing your body to do what it usually does. When we switch into carbohydrates, we're not shutting off fat metabolism. That's still going on. We've just taken our body to the next level. So let's get to that point. So here we go, climbing, boom. This is a huge point right here. This is that 1.0, that magical point that we call the anaerobic threshold. So right here, 1.0. Once again, it differs for everybody else, or depending on who it is, but the percentage of heart rate is usually at least 85% of your heart rate max or higher. So my predetermined heart rate max is about 165. I have a lot of trouble getting my heart rate up, and that tends to happen when you get a little bit more conditioned. We'll talk about that in another cardiovascular fitness page. But what happens is I'm kicking my butt at this point. So my body doesn't know that I'm exercising. It doesn't know that I'm planning to get ready for beach season or trying to improve my cardiovascular fitness for the Tough Mudder I want to do. What it sees is the heart rate has gone up, which means a survival mechanism is now kicked in. The survival mechanism is we are going to be using carbohydrates now instead of just fat to perform anaerobic metabolism, which I will also talk about in another page. That's the point of training, though. That's the point of exercise. It's to physiologically force your body to adapt to a new stimulus. So if sitting on the couch is something you do all the time, is that a new stimulus even though you're burning fat? Absolutely not. This right here, new stimulus. Now if you're up in the 1.0 range, this is the burning, gassing, call your mom immediately type of pain because it hurts that much, but it hurts so good too. That's that lactate threshold. That's that severe burning sensation. Hydrogen atoms have gone through the roof. Your buffering capacity has gone down. Your ability to take in oxygen and remove carbon dioxide has decreased too. But that is your body working really, really hard to adjust to its new fitness level. So you have to take it to that level using this principle. So the way we measure it at my facility is I actually have a VO2 max and metabolic cart. So I was able to do the test and then find what heart rate lined up with 1.0. So whenever I did my HIIT training, if my heart rate was not at least at 156, I knew I was not here producing the carbohydrates to get the benefit of that high intensity training. Okay, so you need to be aware of these things. Find a facility that you can do this. If not, you could always do your age predicted heart rate max, which is 220 minus your age. That would put me at about 194, which, to be honest, I think I would probably just hit the side of the treadmill and cry. That's really, really high for me. So be as certain as you can be, because you want to train well and healthy, not over the top to hurt yourself. Okay? Like I said, HIIT training is very complex, so if you have any more questions, please comment, send me a message, and I would be happy to help. There will be a follow-up on this video about nutrition specific for this type of training as well. So please come back and